One thing that I thought was very interesting, or just interesting about the play that was very meaningful, was the overall theme. It was obviously very heavy on the differences between whites and African Americans, and I think that that is very relevant in our lives today, because of just the world we live in. And I think it was very nice to hit on that message and kind of reiterate that everybody's equal and that we all live in the same world and just need to learn to get along. Two perspectives that I noticed for question two would have to be Esther's perspective of the rich white people, and then the rich white people's perspective on her. Obviously, they both think of each other differently. Esther's view on the rich white people is obviously different than what they believe of themselves, and then the white people's view on Esther is different than what she believes of herself as well. So looking at those two different sides of things really was very interesting. And then one thing that I kind of highlighted while I was reading this was just like the letters that Esther and George were sending to each other. That whole concept was just, it was unique, and I really did like that, but was confused in the very beginning, so that's the reason why I highlighted it. But towards the end of the play, I kind of made the connection, and it was just a very interesting twist. And then for the three R's, the one thing that I thought of the three of them, I think reinforce the understanding of like the African American experience. I think it really reinforced what we already think and of what we know. So I think that knowing those stereotypes and everything, we can go and we should try and move forward in our lives and try and put those up behind everybody. So that kind of leads right into question number 5. And I think the only thing that will kind of help get rid of those stereotypes is time. Everybody can think of some stereotypes for white people, for African Americans, for Hispanics, anybody. Like, there's always stereotypes out there. And really the only way to get rid of those, I think, would probably be with time, to just overcome that. But there's not any real right or wrong answer to that. And then 2 questions I would like to ask for the class would have to be, like, which side do you relate more with? Do you relate more with Esther's side, or do you relate with the rich white people's side that she's making the clothes for? Because obviously I felt for Esther during this whole situation and how she's being stuck there. Everybody else is moving on with their lives, but she's still sitting there sewing the clothes for these people. And then another question was I just always like to know everybody's overall thought of the play. So far in this class, we've gone through a lot of different plays, and every week I'm always like, this one's my favorite. But this one really, after reading it, was very interesting and had a very overall good message, I thought. So this one has to be my favorite, but I just want to know everyone else's thoughts on the play.